Well, it's that time of year again. It's time for our Father's Day gift guide for 2025, and we've got some really exciting stuff. Most of this stuff is stuff that I use quite often or play with quite often, like the old bug assault we have right here. If you have flies at your cookouts, this is the thing to get. And let's just face it, you want to take a fly off a chicken leg when your brother's eating it. That's exactly what the bug assault will do, as well as many other toys and good tool gifts that we have for you as well, even some clothing and boots also. So let's dive in and see each one of these, and we have them broken down into different price categories. These are the grip lock ties, and these have made it on our Father's Day gift guide and Christmas gift guides before. These are made in the USA now. They used to not be made in the USA. Now they are. So much different than your typical zip ties. Number one, check out the packaging. You can reach in there and grab your zip ties. You don't need to cut a slit in the bag or anything. They have impregnated or married a rubber strip or multiple rubber strips along the zip tie itself, have tremendous holding strength. I believe like 70 pounds on the smaller ones, 70 pounds on this one, 22 pounds on the smallest. But let's see how this works. So you can see if I've got it wiring and run it across some roll cage or something like that. You can see here that the rubber actually grips that wiring and grips that tubing so it doesn't slide around. Also, you can reuse these. I can lift this little tab right here and take these off if I want to, or if we wanted to take some nips and cut those, we can do that as well. These run anywhere from $13 for the smallest all the way up to $25 for these packages. Check it out from Grip Lock Ties. These are the Lyle electrical connector pliers. Pretty self-explanatory. What these are used for is actually being able to reach in and pinch those electrical connectors without having to pinch them with your fingers and pull those off. They got great grip strength. So if you look, the cross hatching right here or the knurling right there in the tooling on the end of these pliers, they don't quite meet up, but that's absolutely fine for grabbing those clips and pulling those out and even putting them back on in those hard to reach spaces. So here's a good example here on this Audi. I can reach in here, grab this, pull this up, and you can see I can easily depress that tab right there that otherwise I'd have to fish in there and work around that wire to grab that little tongue there. And again, of course, I don't need to do that to put it back on, but very easily grab that and pull that off without ruining my fingertips. These are $23 from Lyle. And these are the super nips from Knipex. Yes, it's called Knipex is the correct pronunciation. But let's talk zip ties again. So we got 4 different zip ties here on this tubing, and we've got the super nips. Now I've got the grip lock ties, I've got some regular old standard zip ties, and then I've got this big fat zip tie. But I'm going to take these side cutters here, which are pretty typical, go all the way down here on this zip tie and cut that. And what you'll notice is we've still got a nice piece sticking up there that's going to grab us and cut us. But with the super nips, we can take these and I can go down even on the grip lock ties. Cut that nice and flush. Cut that one nice and flush. That one nice and flush. So basically, your cutting is flush on the back side of these. That makes it nice and flat so you're not leaving any stubs up there to cut yourself. Even on this one that had the stub sticking up, you can still cut that one off and make it nice and flush. So these are the super nips from Knipex, and they run $25. And this is the Lyle Pocket plastic clip remover. I think it speaks for itself. Just a small clip remover that you can put in your pocket. We know these days you open a car hood and they're loaded, or even open the doors of a car and they're loaded with different sorts of push clips. So very handy to be able to work this polyurethane bushing here that we can slide back and use this as kind of a pry area as well. So you slide it down here and then get under that clip, and if you need it, it will use as kind of a pry tool there to get a little more force from that little fulcrum there. A pocket clip on it, even a strike cap on this. So if for some reason you're needing to, I don't know, remove nails, you can drive it with a hammer. Anyway, the pocket plastic clip remover from Lyle runs about 15 bucks. You may be able to find it for $1 cheaper. So about $15 for the Lyle plastic clip remover. This is the quarter zip sun shirt from Brunt. Even though this is a long sleeve shirt, it's nice and thin. Air moves through it. And so it's meant to be worn in the warm and hot months. A quarter zip design there so it doesn't zip all the way down. And it's a pullover, but very easy shirt to wear and very cool shirt to wear. Again, protecting you from the sunshine and also keeping you cool as well. So check it out from Brunt. They not only have boots, but they also have apparel. And this runs $45 for all sizes. And this is the Ryobi USB Lithium Compact Chemical Sprayer. Now, you don't get two in a kit. You just get one. But just wanted to show you a couple of different fluids here. I think this one's empty. This one has some super clean in it, I believe. Some type of cleaner. And you can see, just pull the trigger and dispense the fluid. You can also control the spray here. So if you want a nice stream, you can do that. Or if you want more atomization, you can do that as well. So these sell for $50. Includes the USB lithium battery here in the back. And easily quick disconnect of the tool from the actual tank. Unscrew that, fill that up, put it back in, and you're good to go. Just clip it back in. So these are from Ryobi. Again, the price is $50 for the kit with the battery and ready to go. This is just a really classic looking pocket knife. If you know anyone who likes to wear a pocket knife or maybe even doesn't wear a pocket knife, this is just kind of a timeless classic here. I believe this is called the Honeybone or something like that, Almar. Just a nice folding lock blade knife with a nice sharp stainless blade on it. Again, nice looking knife, and you can get this in the 2 3/4 inch, the 3 1/4 inch, as well as the 4-inch blade as well. Runs you about, I think it's about $45, maybe $47 for the middle of the road or the 3 1/4 inch, and then probably a little more for the larger 4-inch, a little less for the 2 1/4 inch or 2 3/4 inch. But again, just a very handy knife to have. Very simple, traditional lock blade design, and even has a finger flipper on it as well for flipping that out as well. Almar always does a great job on their knives. And again, I just like this because it's very timeless, classic looking bone knife. And these are the Tough Jugs. And we've actually just done a full review on these, so you ought to check that video out to actually see these in action. But basically, they have auto stop spouts on them. This one is auto stop and has the vent that runs all the way through this tube and through this handle down into there. You see this tube here? And what that enables you to do is you can literally be pouring and have the spout down in here. As soon as the fluid gets up to touch the spout, it's going to stop the flow. Even though there may be tons of fluid in this tube and even in the tank, it will stop it. Same way with what they call their ripper cap. Now, what the ripper cap's supposed to do is you literally just stick it down like on a motorcycle tank, and once you depress it like this, it's going to dispense all the fluid very quickly out of the tank, and again, venting all of that up through this tube and up into the tank. And as soon as fluid touches this area here, it will automatically stop that as well. So you could literally stick this in the tank, push it down, and it will take all it can take, and then it's actually going to shut off, pop it out of there. You're not leaked anything. These run, if you want to get the kit that includes the auto stop spout, that's going to run you about $37. And depending on what size you get, you can get the 1 1/4, you can get the 2 1/2, and you can also get the 5-gallon containers, and you can get them with the auto stop spout or with the ripper cap. This is the Bug Assault, and I'm telling you, every barbecue or outdoor eating area needs one or at least a couple of these. Pretty simple. You just open this up. You can even get the salt from Bug Assault as well, so you can get the tool apparatus, whatever you want to call this, as well as you can get the salt and even things like even a laser to add to it as well. You cock it and then aim and then blast it with salt. And I'm telling you, it works really, really well. You can get these. This one starts at like $40 with, of course, all the other accessories as well. or you can step into other ones if you want red, white, and blue. They've got that as well. So several different variations depending on what type of bug assault that you want and what type of additional accessories. But you can have a lot of fun with handing these around during those family dinners and taking care of the varmints. This is the brand new subcompact M12 kit from Milwaukee, part of their M12 lineup, obviously. And this is basically their smallest drill and impact driver combo. And you can see how tiny it is. And I'll just compare it here to here's the M12 fuel drill. So much smaller in both width as well as height and length. And the impact driver the same way. So quite a bit different. Very small size, but still 1,100 inch-pounds of force. So that's right at 100 foot-pounds of force from this little guy right here. And 350 inch-pounds of force from the drill. So really cool setup. And by the way, this kit is only 150 bucks right now. I think it's usually $200, but this is $150. You can find it at Home Depot. You can find it online on various places, but anyone would love this subcompact kit. Great for those tight areas to fit in those places where others won't. So check it out. If you haven't used these before, these are quite something. These are the Knipex Smooth Jaw Pliers Wrenches. So these operate not just like a set of pliers where you have some adjustability here, where you can adjust these jaws, but also they're smooth jaws and they operate more like a wrench. You can see as I open these, they stay very parallel to one another, so it's not operating like on a fulcrum like most pliers do. These are made in Germany, designed in Germany, made in Germany, so very good quality. So you see here when I open these up and clamp down on that nut, I'm nice and flat on the flats of those fasteners. I'm not, angled on one and flat on the other. Because they move in parallel, I get a really good grip on that. Also, these are great for like decorative fasteners, things like that, maybe motorcycles, that sort of thing, hot rods, because they're not going to mar the fastener like a set with, knurled teeth would on the jaws of the fastener. So really great pliers wrenches from Knipex. You can check those out. It runs about $159 for the 3-piece set. This is the Milwaukee M18 Pack-Out Fan. Now, this is the model number 818-20, so it comes as a bare tool. But not only is it a cordless fan, it runs off of battery power, but it also will run off your extension cord as well. So if you got an extension cord, plug it in and get all-day runtime. Otherwise, run it on your 3 amp hour, 5 amp hour, 8 amp hour, 12 amp hour, whatever you want to, and get hours and hours or even days and days of use out of it. You get a variable speed knob right here, so you can dial in the how much airflow you want. In low, you can't even hardly hear it at all. It moves a decent amount of air. On high, you're going to get 20 mile per hour and 850 CFM. Now, not only is it a fan, but obviously it's the Pack-Out fan. So with your Pack-Out boxes, yes, it's going to slide on and lock into place. So put it on your Pack-Out stack, and wherever you're going to, it's going to stay there and not fall off as you wheel that around or carry that around or what have you. This is $150 for the bare tool. Right. This is a brand new pressure washer from Ryobi, and the whole point of this pressure washer is exactly what it says, automotive pressure washer. This is made for someone that wants to detail their cars, keep their cars clean, because what it is a pressure washer that's low on the pressure side, so only 1,200 PSI, but high on the GPM or the flow side. So you're going to get 1.8 gallons per minute at 1,200 PSI, which is plenty enough to blast the bugs and stuff off your car, but it doesn't need to blast the paint off like a 4,000 PSI gas pressure washer. So this is not the unit you want for blasting concrete, but perfect for washing cars. And you get a little extension wand here. All quick connects here. And so you can put your tips on here. And by the way, it comes with a 40-degree nozzle, a 15-degree nozzle, and a 25-degree nozzle. And if you'll notice, these nozzles aren't typical. They're nice and rubber-coated on the end to make sure if sometimes these things will blow off if you don't get them locked all the way in. So if that's hitting your vehicle, it's not going to do a lot of damage like your hard plastic tips will. Other nice thing is you can use this as a shorty, which again is great for washing vehicles. So you can put your tip right there on the wand itself. You can also quick connect the foam cannon that comes with this. So if you want to use the foam cannon to load up that car with suds, then come behind it, wash it, blast it off with the pressure. Very simple on-off switch right here. You get a long cord as well as a nice hose as well. And by the way, you can also get different lengths hoses from Ryobi also. So check out the Ryobi pressure washer. This whole kit is 150 bucks. We have the SunX 10-piece universal impact socket set. So you can see we have the nice universal swivel design here. Easy markings to read there. And these are in a 3/8 drive. Very handy to use. Put them on your own extensions if you need to. And being able to reach those bolts and nuts in those tough places. Very handy pulling transmissions, underneath cars, things like that, getting around different components. This kit runs $85 for the 10-piece set. So check it out from SunX Tools. Now we have the SunX Tools 3/8 drive universal deep impact socket set. So same universal as the shorties we just had, but you get them in the deep well or in the deep socket. Still 3/8 drive on these. Again, a very nice addition to have, especially for those where you may have studs and trying to pull the nuts off of studs, things like that. Very handy to have these deep sockets as well. This one runs $100 for the 10-piece kit, and you get it in this nice case as well. These are something that I'm quite used to. That is Brunt boots or Brunt work boots. Now these are the Brunt Marin USA welted boots. So these come off the assembly line in Texas. Excellent look to them, and they've got excellent fit. I'm telling you, out of the box, these things fit really, really well. They're really, really comfortable. I have this same boot in a different color that I can wear literally anywhere. Throw them on with jeans, throw them on with shorts, doesn't matter. They just are fit so well and comfortable to wear. So check them out. Again, it's the Brunt Marin. These are the ones that are made in the USA. Goodyear welt as well. You're going to get a lot of life out of these Brunt boots. Now this is the brand new Milwaukee M12 Fuel model number 3485-22 for the kit. And this is the Gen 2 M12 Fuel die grinder. So big upgrade from the Generation 1 of the die grinder. A few features here. Number one, we've gone away with the paddle and more of kind of just a trigger switch here. So you have your typical dead man switch, fold that up, pull the trigger, and you're going to be able to get up to 22,500 RPM, and you can easily select from your mode here of how fast that you actually want that bit or that accessory to turn. So very quick to do that. You also have your fuel or battery gauge right there. And you no longer need 2 wrenches. You just need the large wrench and then push the button here, and that's going to lock out that arbor, and then you can change out your bits without having to have 2 wrenches. Works really, really well. Much more torque than the Generation 1 of this tool. Really love this tool. Use it all the time. We also get multiple lights here on the front of the tool also to help light up the work at hand. So check this out. Again, it's the model number 3485-22 for the kit. It's going to run you about $350 for the kit with the 2 batteries and the charger. Now this is the Master Ball Joint Press Kit from Icon, which you can get from Harbor Freight. And this set is something that everybody's raving about because it's basically really battling one of the larger tool manufacturers. You got some great quality built into this set. A lot of girth here in the main press tool. So that's going to hold up. You even have a grease fitting, a Zerk fitting right there where you can actually grease that. And then you have all these different sizes and adapters in here as well. So all ready to go in this kit. Looks like they oiled it up quite well as well. And this whole kit sells for $215. So unheard of price, especially when, you know, the others out there may run, you know, closer to the $1,000 range, at least, you know, $600-800 as well. And all these are going to go together really easily, even an extra snap ring right there. Your angles also. So really nice all-inclusive kit from Icon. Check it out from Harbor Freight. This is the NOCO GB150 Pro, and it delivers up to 3,000 amps of power. This is just a whole different level when it comes to jump starters. If you're used to those, cheap boxes you can buy off of Amazon, which they work sometimes, but this is legit. When you look at the wire sizes, you look at the jaws here, how it's built, even lifting this heavy thing, you realize there is a ton of difference here. You can still tap into this and use the battery power to go out to your USB Type-C, as well as charge it with USB Type-C, and then even a USB Type-A port out as well as some other ports out, like 12-volt out, and to like your cigarette lighter adapters, things like that. So this is the Boost Pro. It's going to run you about $300 for the whole kit. Comes with the bag and these accessories in it as well. This is the Meepo Go electric skateboard. This thing is a blast to ride. We've been riding it and riding them all over the place, really. You can actually adjust your speed settings right here from the controller. Obviously, you can control it right there with your throttle and go up to 28 miles per hour and have about a 20-mile range as well. But that little L right there, if I double-click the power button, it goes to E. And then if I go to S, that's going to give me like max 18 or 20 miles per hour. And then S plus is like the max 28 miles per hour. And then back down to L, which I think is like 12 miles per hour. So you can literally adjust your ride settings right there, even the braking. So if you pull it back, that's the brake, and it will actually help you stop as well. It runs 2 brushless motors back here on the back of the board, driven by belt power as well. And these large wheels, they really run over just about anything, and you have an integrated handle built onto the deck as well. Now this is going to run somewhere between $600 and $700. Sometimes they have some discounts going as well, but just a really fun board to ride. This is a mower called the Momotion Luba 2, and it's an all-wheel drive robotic lawnmower. This will do up to 1.5 acres, and it will also go just about anywhere. You can set it from 2 inches of grass cutting all the way up to 4 inches of grass cutting. It has cameras, it has radar, it will run at night. I'm telling you, this thing is a beast. Use it all the time. If I flip this up, you'll see what I'm talking about. Here's the dual blade disc here that have 6 blades on each disc, and you see they swivel around. So it's just like little small razor blades that actually do the cutting. But I'm telling you, this thing goes anywhere, cuts anything, and does a great job. And it's going to notify you on your phone. It's going to notify you on the app. You can set schedules on this. A really fun way to cut your yard without much effort. Once you set it and set up the mapping, it goes out and cuts it. And basically the idea here is that it's cutting all the time and it never cuts a lot. So you always see that your yard is nice and trim. So check it out. It's the Momotion Luba 2. This is the Gallop scooter from a company called Awesome, A-U-S-O-M. And it's got dual wheel drive or all wheel drive mode, where it actually has a motor in the front and a motor in the back. And I'm telling you, this thing is fun to ride. Full suspension on front and back. You could ride it on about any terrain. You have lights in the front and in the back, and all your controls are handled right here on the front. You have a big display here where you can actually determine whether you want it in dual drive mode or single drive mode. So you can see right here where it says dual. If I hit the red button right here, that will change to single. And then also I can change my speeds from 3 to 1 to 2. I can get the max 41 miles per hour. And you can see, I can see my battery level, my voltage as well, and then obviously my miles per hour. A very fun scooter to ride. Not exactly a beginner scooter, but you can have a blast on this thing. Go as fast as you want to. Runs about $1,300 for the scooter, but ready to roll. Just charge it up and go ripping. And finally, we have the U.S. General Series 3 14-drawer lower tool chest here. This thing is built like a beast. If you know anything about toolboxes, you're probably aware of the U.S. General line. In the Series 3, they're just really pulling out all the stops. You have these slide over locks that you can remove if you want to. Otherwise, they'll lock into place until you just reach under here anywhere, slide it to the left, and open them up. All come with liners. I believe 100-pound drawers, and then these larger drawers with the dual rails are going to be 200-pound drawers. Also have a power tool drawer where you actually have the power cable in here with a nice chained power cable that's going to keep that out of the way as you slide that in and out. So that'll be a great place to charge all your power tools, and then even a large deep drawer as well. Now the lower section is going to run you about $1,800. And then we also have the Series 3 top section as well. That's going to run about $1,000, and you're going to get another 4, 8, 12 drawers in this as well, with a few of the shallow drawers as well as 3 of the deep drawers. You can also attach a hutch to the top of this, or even the side cabinets as well, so you can continue to expand on the US General Series 3. Both these together, you're looking at $2,800, but will last you a lifetime. Well, that's a wrap for the 2025 Father's Day gift guide. Hey, let us know in the comments if you think we missed something, or if you have a favorite tool, gift, or whatever that you think we should include. Also, keep track of us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and even TikTok. And if you don't mind, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And by all means, if you hated our video, well, give us a thumbs down. But let us know in the comments why. Have a great day and keep smiling.